Hey man, you 20 years old, man. If you 20 years old, man, you ain't got your vasectomy yet. You need to go ahead and get that shit snipped off, man. I personally have gotten it snipped. Now, this is a funny ass conversation that people are having about a vasectomy. So if you don't know what's going on, basically, Ben Shapiro tweeted his steps and his belief system on how you can become a high value man. And I'm gonna put it up on the screen. He put his steps, boom, 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 boom. And then Rollo, he replied to that tweet and he was like, well, this is what you need to do instead. And what has everybody talking? What's has everybody talking is the tweet where he said that in your 20s, you need to be getting the V-snip. You need to be do. You know what I'm talking about? Pac-Man and your shit off. Anyways, though, I saw SNEAKO bring this up on Fresh and Fit. I saw the clip had been going around. And so I was like, let me find a full discussion and let me see what they're talking about. So I wanted to go through the full discussion with you guys. Leave your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section, man. Shout out to everybody. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. But let's see what's going on here. Let's talk about what
said
this
something
is.
yesterday on Twitter saying that men should get vasectomies in their 20s just to prevent this, which I completely disagree with. I think that it's important to have family values and to prepare for eventual parenthood. But that's the cope that a lot of men have. Like, why raise a family in this scenario? Why like risk having a child with somebody who's wanting to build an empire or wanting to be as famous as Rihanna when you could just play it safe and do the snip? But I disagree with him completely. I want to know what you think about that. Rollo, like the godfather Red Pill, who's pretty much like created a lot of these ideologies, is saying like avoid having a family. I think that's complete cope. Like that's just that's when it becomes a black hole and really kind of black. Like
I think given the marketplace that we're in, it's a reasonable strategy.
Avoid family.
Well, here's the thing. The upsides are great, but the downsides will absolutely demolish you. I mean, you can look at the track right now that's going through. I mean, look at Steven Crowder right now, bro. So it's like, and I think that's why so many guys are going.
I feel like we need more info on the Steven Crowder thing, but let's continue.
Broad, because at least there, like the women value family more than here. I mean, a lot of the girls here said, I want a family, but if you notice, like the things that they're working on isn't necessarily to be a better mom. So I think one or two of you guys mentioned that, but not many of you. Most of you guys were prioritizing your career and your education, your own self-improvement, which is great. That's fantastic, but that's more of a masculine thing. Like, you got to ask yourself, is the guy that you want, is he going to want that back in return? Is he going to want another him? I mean, would you guys, what if I lined up a bunch of dudes here and I said, what are y'all going to do to get the wife of your dreams? And they all said, oh, well, I'm getting manicures, I'm buying really nice designer, I'm getting dressed up really well, I'm doing my eyebrows, I'm getting haircuts every week. Would y'all take those guys seriously?
No.
Probably not, right? Because the things they're working on only benefit them, not necessarily you, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of how you got to look at it from the male perspective. Like, it's great that you guys are working on your money and everything, but it doesn't really benefit us as men.
I think we should ask as well, how many of you want kids with men? In terms of, like, for example, having a father in the household too as well.
I think everyone.
Everybody?
Yeah,
everybody?
Okay, cool.
Okay, none of y'all want like a surrogate or anything like that?
No.
Yeah. But no, I think Rollo's assessment is spot on for the West, but I think that's why so many guys are going abroad, because women have more traditional values. I mean, hell, some of the girls here are foreign, but they still have fairly Western values, right? If we went to
Fresh and Fit's mind, I feel like they both believe that anybody who is in the West are just, they have no hope. That's just kind of what I get from
Romania or something like that. When we were there, like, girls aren't going to say, oh yeah, my career and making money. They're like, fuck that shit, I want to be home.
But the obsession, well, like the reason he said that is like how to become a high value man. The obsession with becoming high status and having other people admire you instead of reach your peak happiness, which is having a family, that's where it becomes kind of bleak. Like, what makes you high value? Other people's perception, having a lot of money, having a network. Like, why does that matter? Why does being a high value man matter if you're not going to eventually start a family?
Because look at all the girls here. They're all propping themselves up to be that high value man.
You know, I seen somebody talk about something similar to what SNEAKO was saying. Like, what's the point of having all this money, all these things, if you ain't got nobody to share it with? Like, You gonna share it with these hoes who you don't care about at all? You're not gonna get any enjoyment out of that. I see where he's coming from.
Well,
for
we're
sure.
calling that bleak, and we're calling that out and saying it's empty. So why are we advocating for the same thing on the other side?
Because it's not going to change, bro. Feminism is here, and it's not going anywhere. Like, women will not concede whatsoever. Like, they're going to continue to make money. They're going to continue to gain status. They're going to continue to, you know, go up the ranks. Women are going to out-earn men in the next 20 years. I predict it. They're dominating men when it comes to college
being
graduation.
bleak about it is kind of a waste, because we've seen some, like, I think your answer is exactly what I saw girls in Eastern Europe.
That almost, like, when he was explaining that almost sounded like a feminist talking. Oh, look, I'm just saying, like,
God, working on their health.
Anybody can say that same thing.
Making sure they're emotionally mature. That's what Eastern Europe.
About the opposition. Sorry to keep stopping. I had to put that
Eastern European women are doing. So it's not like you can't just put a blanket over all the women here and say give up and cut off your fucking balls from your dick so that
No, I get that. I'm all for families, man. I've always said it. The nuclear family is the backbone of any thriving society. However, when half the equation of having a nuclear family doesn't necessarily prioritize a nuclear family, as a man, you got to make some adaptations, because if you do make a nuclear family with someone that isn't as interested in making a nuclear family with you, and they're rewarded for leaving that nuclear family through divorce courts, alimony, etc. As a guy, you got to kind of reassess how you want to move. So I'm saying families are fantastic, but it's a very dangerous proposition in the West, in the United States. That's my thing. But I'm all for families, though. I am, trust me. Come from a two-parent.
I agree. Divorce. I mean, stuff can get ugly with divorce and stuff like that. But I think, just like, you know, I hear a lot of red pill talking points say that women choose bad men. I think a lot of times men choose hoes. A lot of times, bro, they do. They choose people whose minds ain't right too. We all fuck up. You know what I'm saying?
So I would probably be a fucked up idiot if I didn't come from a two-parent household. But my parents are from the Middle East. They have different culture values. You know, religion is a thing. Here, religion isn't that big. Feminism is here. Women prioritize careers, just seen through. And all these girls are young too. That's the crazy part. They're all young.
Young panel.
You know what I mean? So
what's your take on this? I want to hear Fresh and Fit's take on this. There's 15,000 men watching for the most part. Should men in their 20s get a vasectomy?
Personally, I would say, looking at it from a holistic standpoint, I get what Rollo's saying for the whole topic itself of being high value, because once again, if you get a woman pregnant that's not there for you, she could be against you, and it could turn to many different things. But personally, like I was saying earlier, for me, I do want a family. If I meet the right woman, I think is going to raise that child. But for most men, do they have the, I want to say, resources to find a woman that they want of their dreams, or even get the right woman? Probably not. So to be safe, vasectomy might be in their best interest.
So yes.
No, I'm saying.
What's his answer?
It's a yes or no.
It depends on the individual. That's what I'm saying. So it's up to the man to decide for himself. But I'm just saying, generally for me, I think family is very important. But I understand why most men might not want that, because finding a woman that's actually good for you may be kind of hard.
So your answer is no.
In America specifically.
In America, yeah.
In America, to be specific.
What do you think?
Let's get the ladies' takes on it, and then I'll get my opinion, because I don't want to corrupt them with my take.
Okay.
All right, ladies. Let's make this a little bit more engaging. Let's say
Confusion.
You have a son.
I feel like Fresh didn't answer that question. Like, he could, you know, when you, it's just like when they get mad at women for saying, like, rate yourself out on a scale of 1 to 10. And then they say, well, no, just say the answer. Or when they ask people answers and they don't give a straight answer. Yes or no.
21 years old. Building up a business, whatever it may be, is becoming somewhat successful. Actually, you know what? Let's say 30 years old, because let's be honest, 21-year-old guy is fucking useless. He ain't doing nothing with life. So 30-year-old guy, building up a business, he's on his way to becoming successful. Should he have a vasectomy, knowing how women move nowadays and how girls can trap guys? Should he have a vasectomy? We could start on the couch and then work our way.
It said 30?
What are your thoughts to protect himself?
If he's really successful, I mean, I've seen men get trapped, so I'd probably be more prone to saying yes if he was, you know, like a target. But on the whole, I think no.
Okay.
No, I would tell my son completely no to not do that.
Fair.
Honestly, if they don't want to have children, then yeah. But I think that every man should be able to like decide if they want to have a children or not.
All right.
And it's like important. So I don't think so, honestly.
Okay.
Like you can just find women that follow your values in another part of the world, as you said. Like,
all right. So you're saying you just go somewhere else?
Yeah, just like go somewhere.
But what if they decide to stay in the States?
Honestly, I still think that there's women out there that can be like mother.
Okay.
I agree with that.
material.
Look, I'm gonna say I just thought of something. I don't know why I ain't thinking about this earlier. I'm so insinuating that you have to get a vasectomy. Also, like gives me the impression that you're saying men do not have the capability to not stick their dick in somebody wrong, and they don't have discipline. That is what I'm getting from this. The vibe I'm getting, like you ain't got enough discipline and not get somebody pregnant. You know what I'm saying? You're like you ain't got enough discipline. You know what I'm saying? Not do that. So, ain't being high value part of that is like having discipline. You gotta have some dick discipline at some point in time in your life. I feel like personally, you can't just be out here slanging and slong. You know what I'm saying? Anyway,
Real.
let's keep rocking.
Honestly, if he wants to, then that's fine with me. But can't you get a vasectomy undone?
You can, yeah.
Yeah, so like I wouldn't be opposed to it at all. Like
You
if
could also
do it, yeah.
detransition after becoming trans.
I mean,
Like, but you don't ever want people to do that in the first place. Like, you're messing up your body. Once you take puberty blockers, you can go off them, but there's going to be a physical difference.
exactly. I mean, if he wants to
Dang,
take that risk,
Snake comes
on,
surprised
I
the
don't
hell out of
care,
me
'cause
today.
I know that they be getting like some girls be lying, doing other shit, and like he's trapped now, and then they
That's
take
up for the man to make a better decision. You gotta make a better
all his shit and
decision.
then
If you
leave.
know she a hoe,
So I'm not opposed.
that's
to
what
it
you
at all.
treat her
All
like.
right. What about you?
On that same breath, if you find you a good woman, you know what I'm saying, you treat her right. That's all I'm saying.
I would say
equality.
no, but I mean it's their
Equality.
choice. Like I would hope that I raise them like a good like they have a good sense of moral and they'd be able to pick the right like woman.
Okay. What about you?
I think it depends on a lot of like what his lifestyle is. Like if he's let's say starting his business and he's very focused on money and things like that, but he's like constantly meeting new women and engaging with these women.
Yeah.
Then I
have some
would
discipline,
say okay, there's like ways that you can use instead of a vasectomy to avoid the baby, but I have also heard of like women trapping men and things like that, but I feel like it's up to him. Like if he thinks like, no, I'm gonna get trapped, like I'm getting like I'm meeting new women and I'm doing this and I'm like, you know, having intimate moments with them, then you know what, do what you want to do, what makes you happy. And regarding
So yes or no?
I feel like it's just up to him. Like if he wants.
She asked the question
advice would
the
you give him,
same
though?
way Fresh did.
As the mom.
As the mom of
She
my
asked the
son,
question
I
like
would say,
Fresh
like,
did. Yes and no.
Go around, you know, sticking it in whatever and whoever.
Bro,
like,
come on.
why don't you? If you're so focused on, you know, starting a family or, you know, you want to grow, why are you, you know, giving time and energy into things that are just gonna be gone in the next morning?
Based.
Okay, so I'll take that as a no. What about you?
No, I think there's still a lot of women with values and that can like be a good mothers and stuff like that here in Florida.
Okay. In Florida?
Well, you say Florida, right?
Okay.
Because she's
well, I mean in the United States.
oh, well, yeah.
Okay. What about you?
I wouldn't want him to. I would just tell him to work on his discernment as far as who he's having sex with. But if he made the decision to have sex with somebody unprotected or whatever happens, then he has to live with those consequences.
All right. What about you?
I
No
personally
doubt.
would tell
No
him I
doubt.
wouldn't want him to do it, but like you can't really control what happens. Things happen, and yeah, that's what they have to live with, and they have to deal with that and provide for that child. And you know, you always just have to be careful.
Okay.
I mean, at his big age, I feel like he should know the consequences of doing something like that or not. I would definitely advise him against it because, like you were saying, you know, puberty blockers and all that, like once you do something to your body, it's very hard. I mean, impossible to reverse anything that you've done. So, I mean, hopefully I would have raised him to where he would make that decision and, you know, it would be sound on his part, but I would advise him against it.
Your advice? Okay.
How old did you say your son was gonna be?
We'll say 30.
30?
Yep.
He's a grown man. I'm not gonna be telling him what to do with his balls or anything. Like, you need to wrap it before you tap it. Even if you do have a vasectomy, what if you get an STD or something?
There you go.
My
That's
take on it,
the
man, I think
answer
it's a
right
sliding
there.
Scale. The more successful the guy, the more money he has, the more he has to lose.
Don't be slinging the
The
sloan,
more
man.
vasectomy might be a good choice. But again, it depends on the guy. If the guy's not smashing at all, do you want to do that? And, you know, obviously you can always undo the snip. So It really depends on the individual, and I think the two main variables are his success and how promiscuous he is with dealing with women. I think those two factors heavily influence the decision. It's going to change per person.
Right, but his take, Rollo's take was that to be a high value man, the top 3 steps: avoid family creation, get a vasectomy, and have a network. It's just like the generic male self-improvement stuff, but like 2 of the top 3: get a vasectomy and avoid family creation. Do you agree?
Did he say avoid? I don't think he said avoid.
Word for word, avoid family creation.
It's on Twitter.
Top 3 steps to become a high value man.
Okay, I didn't see this tweet. I'll have to take a look at it. But I mean, here's the thing. I think what he means by that is being the most. When he says high value man, he's talking from the perspective of being able to be a playboy and get as many girls.
But why is that a priority?
Why is that?
Like, why would that even be advice? Why would that be a male self-improvement advice? Be a playboy instead of raise a family? Well, we make fun of women all day for wanting to be girl boss queens and sleep around and have all this, and then you tell guys be a playboy instead of raise a family. That's the same advice on the other side.
Because here's the thing: when you're a playboy,
SNEAKO surprised the hell out of me
today. The family, and the reason.
But he's saying avoid family creation.
Well, he's saying to be a high value. He's talking from the frame, knowing Rollo, because I know him personally. He's talking from the frame of being a guy getting a lot of girls. And then, if you decide you want to get a family down the road, you can always unsnip and then go ahead and go down the family route. But in today's day and age, I agree to a degree that you need to have sex with at least 50 girls as a guy. I've talked about that all the time. It's controversial, but the reason why I say that is because most women are more promiscuous than most guys. So if you're a dude and you're getting out here and dating girls and you get your pee-pee wet with the first girl, she could sell you a dream and you'll be like, oh yeah, this is great. So guys got to get out there and be sexually experienced. So he's talking from the frame. He's talking from the frame of.
I must have never heard that take. That's crazy.
I think most guys out here.
I don't know. I'm gonna talk about that take just for a second. If you have sex with 50 women, and I just feel like it ain't no way you could come back after that and like actually have a meaningful family, cause I feel like you ain't gonna look at sex the same with your wife. I say family, I just assume you married. So I'm just saying. But 50, that's crazy. I'm all for you trying to get this stick wet, but damn. God, 50? That's pretty big.
I'm not gonna be able to control their sexual urges.
That's top for another discussion.
Oh,
God,
dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. The quickest path to becoming a high value man: do not get married, avoid family creation, vasectomy in your 20s, live consistently, eliminate all sedations, learn game and networking, play to your strengths, build wealth, resist easing up on your focus. He's talking about increasing your value when you're young.
Becoming successful, yeah.
Becoming successful. Yeah.
Avoid family creation and get a vasectomy.
Yeah, because when you, because your value doesn't go up until you're built something, and that's typically going to be in your 30s.
So most guys,
that's what he's saying.
What do they focus on? Girls the whole time. He's saying at this point in your career, when you're on the way up, focus on things that are going to help you move forward in life and become successful.
Yeah. And get a surgery done that prevents you from having children.
Yeah, but you can always reverse it.
It's not like a lot of.
But why are you gonna have a surgery? It's a 4-wheeler going down the road. Anyways, why would you have a surgery that could potentially harm your body when all you gotta do in your 20s is practice dick discipline? I can't get with that part. Now the other stuff he said, I can't even remember the tweet off the top of my head just right. But the other stuff he said wasn't that controversial. But that one right there, I'm with him. Avoid family creation. If you have a family young, if you find somebody and y'all have a family young, I feel like that ain't necessarily issue. But having kids like super young can derail your you chasing your career. But I know people, but they are in like very traditional relationship. Women stay at home, guys like working hard and stuff. So it's hard to find that. It's rare, but it does happen. I have seen it, but just because I've seen it, that don't mean it's the norm.
The times that shit messes up. That's not something you could just hope that it's going to be okay.
Generally, most men can't control their urges, so what's going to happen is they're going to go fuck around and get somebody pregnant.
This is how you rise up the path to become high status, because you're eliminating all variables that can fuck you up.
Yeah, it's about
That's what he's saying.
Risk mitigation.
But if you have a vasectomy and you stick your Peter Web, I'm right. That's what the grandma used to say. If you're a Peter Web, anyway, if you do that and you get an STD, that gonna fuck you up for life. A lot. If you're not disciplined enough, if you're not disciplined enough to not have sex with a lot of women, I know damn well you're not disciplined enough to put the rubber on after you get that vasectomy. You put your sling slong inside of the ping pong hole. You put doop. Once you do that and you get an STD that you might have for the rest of your life, that's gonna be worse That could be worse than slipping up and having a kid you had to take care of for 18 to 24 years or so. It's gonna be worse. You're gonna be burning, itching, and scraping, and crawling. But all I know is you better go to the CVS.
How many dudes do you know that could have made it to the NBA or could have been a star and an athlete or something that got some chick pregnant?
Yeah.
Like kids a lot of the times ruin dudes' futures because they have kids prematurely. So he's saying this is the path to becoming a high value man. And then
the first name come to my mind is Alonzo Ball.
Once you become that guy,
but he still made it to the league.
Reverse the vasectomy.
A lot of people make to leave with having
You think that's good advice? I mean, that's good advice if your qualifications of a high value man is a guy with a big body count. But it might be like I thought.
No. He's talking about increasing your value as a man. You're basically what he's doing is he's retard proofing it.
Yeah.
If you have vasectomy and you bust nuts at girls, you're not gonna have a kid, so you're not gonna fuck up your future when you're young. Why would you in a position to raise that child? That's what he's saying.
We all know.
Why would you want to do that though?
Women, and as a result, what happens is another factor for not having success?
STD.
Having a kid too early.
STD.
That's reality.
That's the number one wealth killer, dude.
Yeah,
Kids, if you really look at it.
STD.
Like it's the number one wealth killer.
Once again, we support families.
Yeah, we do.
But at the same time, for what he's saying to become successful at a
You
young
can't say
age,
that you support families and also tell your audience to get a vasectomy.
we didn't say that. We just said you're
toting the fence about.
We're explaining why he said that.
Do you agree?
I understand why he said
I can't believe it.
You see how you're ducking? You see how you're ducking the critics? It's a simple question.
It's on me. It's not about me. It's about the generational.
I'm asking your opinion.
No. SNEAKO, you're funny.
It's just a question.
No.
Come on,
make
Fresh.
the girls on the panel answer
Come on,
questions all the time. It's just, do you agree? Yes or no?
Personally, my decision has
He ain't said the bruh, fresh. You acting like the women that come on your show. The man asks you to answer the question, yes or no. It's a simple word, bro. I see this all the time, like on the whatever podcast, clips of this podcast, all these podcasts. The women never answer the question, yes or no. Come on, Fresh, answer the question.
I'm just saying for you,
politician answer.
I understand.
It is. It's a.
Your thing is he's talking about how to become a high value guy. That's good advice.
I have a follow-up question for that.
That's bad advice. All right, the video ends right there, but that's horrible advice. Number 2 should have said practice dick discipline, strap it up. That's what it should. Well, I say that's what it should have said. It should just say practice dick discipline. That's really what it should say. And you need to try to avoid having sex with all these women because you catch something you can't get rid of. I don't know. That's a great question though. Do you believe that? Which I guess all of it could be in the same, but what's worse, not catching an STD, which you can catch an STD and get a girl pregnant in the same breath, but it kind of eliminate that for a second. A weird question popped in my head. Is it worth it? Get a chick pregnant who you didn't try to get pregnant? Or is it worse catching an STD that you can't get rid of? Damn. That's a messed up question. I don't know. You got to deal with the chick or deal with your balls itching. I don't know. Give me the child. I'm just going to work hard as hell to pay if I'm on child support. Or if you just have a family young, I'd rather just have a young family. It said limit. Oh, I forgot about that stuff. He said avoid family creation. I'd rather have family creation early and not get a vasectomy and like have kids running all over the house than to get a vasectomy and think, okay, since I got a vasectomy, I can stick my sling in wherever I want to and then catch, you know what I'm saying, something that had me burning itching for the rest of my life, growing bumps down there. I'm just saying, you catch that HIV, it's not gonna be pretty, you know what I'm saying? This was a funny one. I just wanted to goof around for a minute. I've been talking about like some like them rap reactions, been like some serious kind of discussions. I just kind of wanted to have. I feel like this was a nice, fun discussion. I just kind of wanted to talk with y'all for a minute on this. So let me know what y'all think down below in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next video.